Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I just completed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and uh, the ending is very emotional. It, it's very touching. I felt something. It's a game which made me feel something. And I have to say, it's been a very long journey. I took great pain to install the game, took great pain to play the game, and it's been a sacrifice. It's been a time commitment. The game is 93 hours. I didn't complete everything, but I did most of the side quests. There are not like four or five left. And one thing that stood out to me was this game got a lot of hate. A lot of people celebrated the fact that the game did not meet sales expectations. So I didn't care about all these things going into playing this game. I never played Final Fantasy VII, the original. The only Final Fantasy I played in the 7 series was Crisis Core on PSP. So, what was my first Final Fantasy? It's probably Crisis Core. Oh no, I played 8. I first played Final Fantasy 8, but it wasn't mine, so I didn't complete it or anything like that. But what stood out to me in getting into playing the remake series, that is Reunion, Crisis Core Reunion, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and now Rebirth, is how much hate those two games got. I've not seen anyone make any comment about Reunion. Reunion is probably my favorite of all because I enjoyed Crisis Core. I played Crisis Core. I'm a Crisis Core fan. But we're talking about Final Fantasy Rebirth. I mean, it's a game you should play if you love Final Fantasy 7. If you loved Advent Children, which I do, because the gameplay is somewhere along those lines. And what stands out to me, as you can see on the screen, is how well made this game is. Everything, the graphics. This is not cinematics. This is not CGI. It's in-game, in-engine gameplay. That's why you see the sword changes depending on which sword you equip. That's why you see the materia depending on which one you equip. You see it reflected in these cutscenes. They're not CGI videos. They're actual in-game cutscenes. So it astonishes me when gamers complain about Final Fantasy Rebirth. And it led me to a conclusion. I mean, I was about 50 hours in when I realized that we as gamers, let's say, we don't deserve this game. And after I should have started with that. We don't deserve Final Fantasy Rebirth. That will be the title of this video. That will be the title of this review. Why? This game gives you everything gamers ask for, right? Gamers ask for open world. They ask for high quality voice acting, dialogue choices, and things like this. The game gives you everything. Side quests of all types, all kinds, mini games, content, right? People crave content. They want content. They want open world. The game gives you open world. Yes, not all chapters are open world, but there is an open world. And it's just a case of when you try to please everyone, you please no one. And that's why I keep saying that we don't deserve this game. Because this game is made with love. And what it seems to me, maybe it's a vocal minority online, but what I detect, what I perceive is people hating just to hate. For example, Sebi Webs. There's a guy called Sebi Webs whose entire YouTube algorithm, whenever he pops up on my screen, is just this guy hating on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. In fact, that may be why I got this game to play. Because Clair Obscur came out, that AI trash slop, very terrible level design. I didn't complete it because I fought that Golgora. I can't even remember the game at this point. But I didn't go that far because some points in the levels, you just keep going around. You can't really tell where you've been, where you've not been. The level design is very poor. When it came out that the game was AI, like AI made the game, I understood exactly. It was a good game, but this guy spends the entirety of his live streams shitting on Final Fantasy, saying bad things about this game, this series, and 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 keeps hyping Clair Obscur. I mean, the game won Game of the Year or something, but the game was AI slop, confirmed. So I don't get it. So my problem is developers, and I'm going to make a separate video on this. Developers need to stop listening to gamers. They really do, because they are the creative ones. We are just consumers. We will sit and consume what they give us. Nobody told Kojima the kinds of games to make. Nobody did. All the great visionaries of our gaming industry, no gamer sat you down and told you to make Gears of War. No gamer sat you down and told you to make Halo. No gamer sat you down and told you to make Call of Duty. But gamers, all of a sudden, because we've been playing games for 20, 30, 40 years, we start to think that we know how to make games. We know nothing about making video games. Nothing. Sephiroth knows nothing about making a video game. He doesn't know what it takes. So does he have the right to say that every game after, I think he said something stupid, like, I think he said something to the effect of, every game after Final Fantasy X is bad. It's like, what? Make one. Make one game, is what I say to these people. Make one game. I cannot believe, in fact, I cannot believe that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is only $60 or $70. It feels like $100 game. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. The amount of content you get, no DLC, no download, no expansion, no season pass. It's just you get a game of a minimum of 90 hours guaranteed content out of the box, single player. Just you and the game. You are free to immerse yourself in the world. You have side activities galore. I didn't even complete the side activities in the Golden Corral. What's it called? Golden Bowl. I forget. And I mean the Chocobo Racing, for God's sake. The Chocobo Racing is comparable to Mario Kart. It's like on the same level basically, right? And all I hear from the so-called community is just ingratitude. I mean, if Sephiroth is showing up on my algorithm, which Final Fantasy is not really on my algorithm, if he's showing up on my algorithm, it means that the algorithm believes that Sephiroth is the voice of Final Fantasy descent, let's call it Square Enix descent. I don't know. Now Revelation is out. Final Fantasy Revelation is out or announced, and he's already hating on the game before they even. I mean, he's already hating on the game. He's hating on it from the distance. It's astonishing. And I don't know why YouTube keeps recommending this guy to me. Let's see. Let me see where. Okay, here we go. He has a video called "Is Final Fantasy Revelation a Flop Already?" He makes this video. Let's see when he makes the video.
Gap style videos are hitting millions of views.
Revelations is in the news, ladies and gentlemen. It's all over Twitter, but not necessarily for all the right reasons. Let's just get down to it. I noticed something. It's not actually as buzzing as people think it is.
So that's what this guy is. The guy is just a hate monger. I mean, I'm going to make, as I said, I'm going to make a separate video on this topic because it seems like for the purpose of content, gamers, people who play games, for the purpose of making content, they prefer to traffic in negativity. They prefer to spread hatred, and that somehow attempts to translate community sentiment into what gets back to the developers, into thinking that this is how people think, because people like this make these types of videos. He has 100,000 subscribers, so they may think that this is the actual sentiment of people, and it's not, or at least I don't believe it is. I just put my head down, play video games. You will always find somebody who will come out and cry. People cry that Onimusha is too easy. People cry that Marvel Token is too good, or I don't know. People just have to complain, and that is what content is. Content is about just spreading negativity about things that you have zero skill in creating. You cannot create something, so you put it down for YouTube views. People like this are a scourge. They are a scourge, because I just don't see why allegedly developers will go and listen to these people. I'm going to make a separate video on it. But back to reviewing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And by the way, this is what I was talking about in terms of Sephiroth. The guy is just a bona fide hater, bro. I mean, I don't care about him enough to make a separate video on him specifically, but he's part of a larger problem. You see it in the Battlefield community. You see it in the Call of Duty community. It's just negative. You make negative videos, that's what gets you views. Hating and complaining. This guy has made it his life. That is how I discovered him. YouTube, I'm doom scrolling on YouTube Shorts, and every video of this guy that comes across is him shitting on Final Fantasy. To the point where even I had to go and get the game and play to see why does this guy hate this game so much. I discovered nothing. I don't really know the story of Final Fantasy, the original. I just liked Crisis Core. When Reunion came out, I waited a while, but I didn't even know it came out, to be perfectly honest. But then I said, oh wow, it's out, it's available. I got it, played it, enjoyed it, and I moved on with my life. So why does this guy just spend his entire YouTube career hating on Final Fantasy? So you can see the game on your screen. What is bad about what we're saying? What is terrible about it? You have synergy abilities. You have all sorts of materia. You have different things that you can do, different ways to play the game. It's an action game. Cry about it. No one says that you have to do turn-based forever. After all, Call of Duty and these other games, they get criticized for doing the same thing over and over and over again. But when somebody finally decides to change, it's like, oh no, why don't you make it back? This isn't Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is not an action game. What the fuck do you want? You know what you can do? Make your own fucking game. How about that? Oh no, you won't, because you can't, because you're stupid. Exactly. Thank you. So, this game, as I've said from the beginning, we don't deserve it. My humble experience, I played the game. I loved Queen's Blood. You should definitely be seeing a lot of Queen's Blood matches on my channel. I loved the side quest of Queen's Blood, where you get to play the Queen, and honestly, defeating the Shadow Blood Queen was one of the most exhilarating experiences ever captured on camera. I mean, I was so happy when I was able to defeat her, and it was like a flawless victory as well. Of course, I had multiple attempts, but I did it. So, as somebody who plays Gwent, who played a lot of Tekken back then, Queen's Blood stood out to me in this game. But for the main game itself, as I said, my main problem with the game, with Final Fantasy Rebirth, is not the high quality graphics, the high quality animations, the high level of combat. Just look at this combat we're looking at right now. Like, that freedom of expression that allows you to move around the battlefield so quickly, it's unmatched. I've not felt happier playing the Final Fantasy game. Not since Type 0 HD. So the game looks good. It plays good. I would say probably too good. A lot of times, the game is like, if you're doing a synergy attack, the frame rate drops to like 20. So you cannot really appreciate the awesomeness of what you're seeing on screen, but maybe that's part of the charm. Maybe. But it's not the combat. I don't have any problem with the combat. I don't have any problem with the graphics. I don't have any problems with the audio. In those respects, the game is perfect. I cannot fault the game for executing graphics, gameplay so well. I can't. Then on the other side, you have content, right? Lots of things to do, lots of side quests. I have my favorites. I'm sure anyone who plays the game will have theirs too. However, my only problem with the game, and this is the core reason I say we don't deserve this game, is that the game is too long for me. Like, I know, and that's why I say we don't deserve the game, because my voice shouldn't really be amplified on this issue, because a lot of people cry that games come out, they're too short. Like, I remember the biggest criticism for The Order 1886 was that it's too short. But my experience was, this is a very high quality, high production game. I wouldn't want to play this game for 12 hours. If that makes sense. Like, because there's a gameplay loop. The gameplay was pretty understandable. So why would you want to do that over and over and over and over again for 12 hours, right? So with this game, however, the game finds ways to distract you. The open world, there are certain things you have to do with the towers, with the what's it called, the proto relics, with the summons, with the different activities with the chocobos and stuff like this. So the game finds ways to engage you, to give you a break from the battle. So that's why I say the game is very well thought out. The game, they did think out the game in breaking up the pace, sometimes giving you the freedom, not just pushing you into the story, right? And then a lot of those side activities, they are addictive, but as a Final Fantasy player, you want to do all your side activities in order to be strong for the main story. That's how I play Final Fantasy. That's how I play Crisis Core. That's how I play Crisis Core Reunion. Such that by the time I got to the story, I was extremely powerful. And that's what you want. You want to be able to just go there and defeat the boss in under 10 seconds because you are that strong. You earned the right to be that powerful. So, but as I said, the game is too long. It was too long. I found myself just wanting to push through, especially towards I would say chapter 12, 10, 11, 12 was where I started to, feel the diminishing returns. And I mean, I can't blame Square Enix for doing that, because that's what everyone in the industry said. Oh, they sell the games for $70 and you don't get enough content. Well, here you get every fucking thing. You get over 100 hours of content. 100 hours minimum. If you're going to do everything, you're looking at 130 hours, maybe 120, maybe. Do you deserve that? I don't think we do. I don't think gamers deserve that. I think this game is a fantastic game, as you can see. It's clearly fantastic. So, I mean, the game not winning any awards or something like this, or maybe just getting the traditional Final Fantasy award for soundtracks, I don't think it's fair. I think this game came out in 2024. Let's see. Let's find out what the biggest games of 2024 were. Let's see. Okay, Shadow of L3, Dragon's Dogma 2, Helldivers 2. Let's see. Okay, so Game Awards. Let's see if Final Fantasy won Game Awards, because this game I think was the best game of that year. But let's see. Astrobot. Okay, so Final Fantasy Rebirth, thank you, had the most nominations for the Game Awards, but Astrobot had the most awards. Why? Why? Best game direction, really, nigga? Game of the year, Astrobot. So, okay, so Final Fantasy Rebirth is competing with Black Myth Wukong. Okay. So, I need to play Black Myth Wukong to see if Final Fantasy was better. But best narrative, Square Enix, Final Fantasy Rebirth, I don't know. I'll get to that. Art direction, that's Final Fantasy. I don't, well, okay. Best score music, yeah. So as I said, Final Fantasy will always win best score. That's normal. Best audio design. Okay, best performance for an actor. Let's see. Games for Impact. Oh, that's the gay games. Let's see. Okay, so those are the nominations. Best action games. Man, best Astrobot won action adventure over Black Myth Wukong. Just help me. Help me. Best RPG. Final Fantasy didn't win? Oh my god. Okay, so they just want audio, and that's fine. Who cares? But I mean, a cursory look at this game tells you that it should have probably won more awards. I'm not convinced by just winning audio. I think the production value is really of the highest. Let me look at this shot. It's really of the highest possible tier. So maybe I'll change my tune when I play Black Myth Wukong. But as I said, gameplay, graphics, audio, performance, everything was top notch. So the game cannot be lower than a 9. It can't be. And I think it should sell accordingly, because the game gave gamers more than what they asked for. That's the truth. It gave you what you asked for plus more. My own personal peeve is that the game is too long. And I don't want anyone to take that and run with it, but that's just my personal view. I think it's a little bit too long. Would I play Final Fantasy Revelations? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not the kind of gamer who has 100 hours to burn on one game. Yes. Have I played Battlefield 6 for over 100 hours? Yes. But I completed the campaign, but I barely played it, if that makes sense. So yeah. Look out for the video I'm going to make on why games suck. Number one reason, gamers. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I streamed the game quite a bit. Some on YouTube, some on Kick. You may not be able to find it, but I have to say I enjoyed the game. It's just that after about 60 hours, 70 hours, the diminishing returns start to show up. But that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.